Come chat, come play a chat and play. Let's talk about the topics of the day. We may watch a movie or talk trivia, chat and play. Come watch and stay.
Wow, Finkel. And hello, Nerdy.
He lost by default. So, what's up?
No, wrong. Never gonna happen. Because I like to brag.
I'm eating popcorn, by the way, in case people hear chewing.
Oh, okay.
So it's perfectly okay to be eating popcorn on movie night. Except, you know, the thing said cook it for 1.5 to 2.5 minutes. So I did 2 minutes and a bunch of it's burnt.
Mm. I had Scatty for dinner too. Hi, Wyatt.
Oh yeah, by the way, hello, Nerdy, Wyatt, and Finkel.
I don't think we I don't think we debate much.
Well, you know, that's only because we don't talk about race, you know.
Or politics. No, I just can't. I mean, even Dratsab is a zombie tonight. Although I do need Dratsab to come out here and make the squirrels that are in the attic go away.
Wasn't that a VC Andrews book, Squirrels in the Attic?
That was Flowers in the Attic, but
Oh.
yeah. Nope, I heard them today. I guess they decided that the attic's the place to try and build a nest.
So I had a
Wow.
busy day today. I applied for a job
Oh, doing what?
as a manager.
Where?
Here, I can show it to you while we're waiting for people to come. I don't think my video on it is very long.
Okay.
It just seemed like something that would be perfect for me. Let's see. Make sure I put.
No sound.
Hey guys, it's
There it
me.
is.
So, I was sitting here this afternoon and I was thinking yesterday I made a new meatloaf and I used the last of my eggs. And so I need more eggs. And I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to afford eggs? And this is going through my mind. And I went to look at Facebook to see what's going on there. And it's like kismet. I see a post and I thought, answer to my prayers. Here, I'll show you. Look at that. This is from the Coldstream Creamery, which is at Coldstream, apparently. I'm not quite sure what the creamery does, but I'm thinking I like cream in my coffee. This sounds perfect for me. It says this Wednesday, the 5th, between 11 and 4, we will be having a hiring session. Management, cooks, and servers wanted. They're hiring. I need money. I need a second income. This place is hiring and they make cream. I mean, match made in heaven, right? So I I thought I'm not waiting until Wednesday and going down there at 11 o'clock. Plus, I mean, I'd have to leave the house. Um, yeah, I'd probably have to put pants on and stuff. So I thought, hey, I'll just get in there, you know, um, early before other people go in. I will just put my application in right here. So I said to them, I'd like to apply for a work from home position. I mean, probably not a cook. I tend to burn stuff. I know when people say, like when you're applying for a job and you make out a resume, you should tell them you can do stuff, and exaggerate. They're looking for a mechanic. You go, sure, I can rebuild an engine, whatever. I believe in honesty. So I said, probably not a cook. I tend to burn stuff, or a server. I tend to drop stuff. Plus, to tell you the truth, I mean, you don't, like I said, I like to be honest, but there's no reason that you have to tell them everything because I honestly would be a lousy server because, people annoy me. I don't like people. And servers, you're supposed to be serving them. No, screw that. So I guess a manager. Yeah, that'd be cool, right? Perfect for me. I have been a manager. I can manage, you know. So look, I'll manage from home. If anyone has a question requiring an executive decision, they can just call me. Makes sense, right? I mean, this sounds like again a match made in heaven. Me working from home, managing the cream. You know, um, I put they could call me, but not before 11. I like to sleep in, and it's not showing on here, but I ended it with salary negotiable. So I don't know, I think I'm in. Um, so I mean, this may interrupt my life a little bit, my YouTubing, because like if I'm sitting here in the afternoon and I'm doing a panel with Finkel or something, and the phone rings, I'll have to excuse myself for a couple minutes and go, well, no, just wash the dishes, or whatever they're calling about for an executive decision. She didn't show up for work, fire her ass and get somebody else in there. that sort of thing. But otherwise, yeah, I really think this is what'll work for me. And you know, I mean, hopefully, I don't know what they pay. What's a good manager pay right now? But hopefully, it's enough to buy some more eggs. You know, maybe, maybe even a tank of gas. You know. So yeah, so just everybody have good thoughts for me. Um, if you happen to know someone at this Coldstream Creamery, I'm assuming they're at Coldstream. Um, put in a word for me, would you? Like, just say, "Hey, Bob." I don't know the guy's name, but just for an example, "Hey, Bob, I happen to know Muckster, and the guy loves cream. He's perfect for you, and he has managed before. You know, I mean, not so much his own life, but he's managed other people. He's managed other places, So, yeah. Anyway, guys, things are looking up for the old Muckster. Hey, we'll see you later.
And that's the way it is.
So, yeah, I think I'm in.
Okay. Well, Finkel said only slackers work from home, so you would actually be joining at least two slackers that I know.
Did you see my little promo thing for movie night, by the way?
No.
Well, this is really short. Let me find it. Just see if this has memories for anybody else. Let me see. Did I do it live? Yeah. I actually did it on 3 channels. I don't know if this was just a regional thing. Remember to bring it up. Did you guys have Chiller Theater?
I remember the black and white part, not the hand.
It came to my mind because if I remember correctly, in Night of Living Dead, I think it's in the first one, they show a reporter, and he was actually a guy who was a newsman on Pittsburgh TV, WIIC at the time, Channel 11, NBC. And his name was Bill Cardill, but he also hosted Chiller Theater Saturday at midnight and went by Chilly Billy Cardilli. You know, a lot of times there's stuff like that where there'll be a show like that, and it's like in Pittsburgh, it's hosted by this person, but in San Francisco, it's the exact same show, but with a local host there. So I didn't know if it was just a Pittsburgh thing or not. We haven't attracted much of a crowd, have we?
No.
By the way, as I was making my popcorn and coffee, I was listening to a guy on a news channel who just lost his job working for USAID. And he worked in Palestine. He was working on a program trying to bring peace to Israel and Palestine. And the ironic thing about it, he didn't emphasize it, but it stuck out to me. This job that I guess Doge now figures is a waste of money was created in 2020 by Donald Trump.
Y'all look like a bunch of zombies.
I'm using the one that I like the best.
Let me see if I can see it better. Oh, okay. Yeah.
There.
Oh, that's not my favorite, but I did make you 7.
Yeah.
I made Muxter 3. I only made me 1. This one I just stole off the internet. I didn't even make that thing. I went and stole it and cut it out and then just threw it in there, man. I wanted to use my face on a real zombie thing, but it kept saying that the zombie face wasn't human, so I wouldn't do it.
So by the way, not that many
Killing
people.
time. Hello.
Hey, Kill.
What are those chickens? What is that? What are we looking at?
Not that many people are listening right now, but I'm going to try something new this week. Sometime Wednesday, I'll put up a thing of a choice of movies for next Monday, and people can vote on which one they want. And if nobody shows any interest, I'll just go back to picking this stuff myself because nobody's shown much interest in anything I put up lately to do.
They're
Hey, Karen.
grasshoppers.
Oh, okay. I can't tell on this thing.
I went to YouTube to look.
Yeah, that's where you got to look at them over there. Yeah, they look funny over here in StreamYard. Yeah, this is something new that Muxter's going to try, and if you pick the right movie, then he's going to change his underwears that day. Just saying.
Oh, crickets. They're crickets.
Same thing. Crickets, grasshoppers, locusts, all the same. Cicadas.
I always remember that one year for the 14-year locust.
Yeah.
I went out to a local swimming hole We have a few of them around here that were from like back when they stripped out coal and would leave these big holes in the ground, and they got filled in. But anyhow, and this is out in the middle of the woods. I got out there and got out of my car,
Yeah.
and there were so many locusts, I could actually hear them chewing the leaves.
Crunch, crunch.
Oh, hi, Carrie.
I think I hear the locust right now.
And it's Muckster eating his popcorn.
Yeah, I didn't make no popcorn.
This is actually the first movie night I had popcorn.
How long is this movie? Do we know?
I think it's just about an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was thinking. I figured I'd start at about 8:30. Give people
Yeah.
time to come in.
Yeah, I was on the phone. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff, man.
By the way, one of the things we're going to do too, I mean, we did it before, but it was an off the cuff kind of a thing. If we do a movie that goes much over 2 hours, we'll do another one of those.
Halves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be like a Monday, Tuesday thing.
Shit.
Nikki
Cool.
obviously didn't like that idea.
No, I dumped over my trash can
Oh,
under my desk.
Mr. Nicky, we need your help.
No, I got it.
You got it. Okay. Is that a new term for someone who smokes a lot of weed? Potty mouth?
Oops, yeah, you guys heard me swear again. I don't know why people say that they've never heard me swear.
I know who swears in your house, and it ain't you. It's those daggone dogs and that black squirrel.
Oh, the dogs probably do because they look at me and probably think some really weird.
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Yeah. Japsat's just outside just cussing up a storm. He don't care. Everybody's inside with the heat, and I got to stay out here in the cold. That's why I
Now-
put a hole in your roof.
That they have made it inside in the past 2 weeks.
if
Have
you
they?
really want to hear swearing, I'm pretty sure it was off the air the one night, and we were talking about somebody. I won't bother mentioning the name, but when we brought him up, Mr. Nicky had a lot to say about him. I think Nikki and others will appreciate this. This is a short one I copied to send to Barb because I knew she'd like it.
Brought the blanket to the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dog's not that smart. He's like, oh, a blanket for me, my size.
I always like that. You'll see those videos sometimes where the baby will be there like laying on the floor or something sleeping, and the dog will go over and like pull the blanket up under his chin and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the one with the hat, Muxter, or no?
The what? The one with the hat, did you say?
Yeah, did you like it?
I like them all, but like Nikki said, this was my favorite.
Okay. I wanted them to look like zombies, but not like I didn't want them to be real zombies. You know, like it made like some like real zombies. I just wanted them to look like fun, you know, caricatures.
Oh, I didn't even realize you zombified Nikki. I thought that was just her.
No, the squirrel's zombified too, bro. He
No,
got
I was
fangs
kidding.
and everything.
I was
Yeah.
kidding. I was kidding.
Oh, oh, I get it now.
You know, that's the old
Okay, I got a bad joke. so
juvenile, the old juvenile Halloween joke. Why didn't you
Yeah.
wear a mask? You know.
Yeah, why don't you wear a mask, Muxter? Would get your ratings up.
Now, to go back to the dog sharing the baby blanket,
Mhm.
I have this one. Protecting her baby. Making sure that if that pacifier comes out of his mouth, she can nose it back in.
Yeah. Nice. I don't have pictures like that.
Hey, Howard. I can't remember if I was telling you guys that night or if I was telling somebody else about several years ago. I remember an actress being on Letterman, and she was talking, about how people talk about their fur babies and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
she always considered her dog her baby. And when she first started dating her husband, she said, if it ever comes down to a choice, I'm keeping the dog. And she said, so then she ends up, she gets pregnant. And the first day she brings the baby home, her fur baby that she couldn't
Yeah.
do without, growled at the baby. She said he was
Yeah.
out of there. he was
Yeah.
gone.
Hey, can y'all hear Howard? Because he can't hear us. I can't hear him.
No, I can't hear Howard.
Yeah, Howard, we can't hear you. Can you hear us?
Do we want to hear Howard?
Maybe. He may have something good to say. Then
Well,
we may left ourselves,
Howard lied about me the other day. He said I kicked him off the panel one time.
Uh-oh. You probably have.
You're supposed to take my side.
Oh, sorry. You never kicked Howard off the panel. It was Finkel.
Yeah. Hey, we had one of those discussions one night, not necessarily on our panel, but
Yes.
somebody tried to say it was Finkel instead of them.
Yeah. You did get blamed for booting people when you didn't a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know a lot of times I'd get blamed for like screwing with Finkel or something, and it wasn't actually me doing it. I'm not going to
Right.
mention Killen by name, but it wasn't me.
Can't trust those people from Tennessee.
Well, we have 8 people in here now.
I was about to say, I am going to hit play. I actually haven't seen this in a number of years.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
Just remember, this is George Romero's first one, a Pittsburgh boy, filmed in and around Pittsburgh with Pittsburgh people.
Hello, Zach. Welcome in.
You know, let me just say, this movie is about as B as a movie can get, but you think about it, if it wasn't for this movie, I mean, of course, you wouldn't have had Dawn of the Dead and the other Romeros, but we probably wouldn't have had, like Walking Dead and the rest of the zombie. There were like some old zombie movies before this, but this is what really, I think, got it started.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought this was the first zombie movie. I didn't know that, man.
Well, there's stuff going back to like the 30s that had like voodoo connections and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
They ought to make the day the time changes, the first day of summer.
What?
Well, it's 8 o'clock and it's still light.
A lot of good the extra daylight does us. Now, we've still got a 3-hour drive back. We're not going to be home until after midnight.
Well, if it really bugged you, Johnny, you wouldn't do it.
You think I want to blow Sunday on a scene like this? You know, I figure we're either going to have to move Mother out here or move the grave into Pittsburgh.
She can't make a trip like this.
Oh, you know that she can't. Is there any of that candy left?
No.
Look at this thing. We still remember. I don't. You know, I don't even remember what the man looks like.
Johnny, it takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes to put the wreath on the grave and 6 hours to drive back and forth. Mother wants to remember, so we trot 200 miles into the country and she stays at home.
Well, we're here, John, all right?
Test. We're back on? Oh. Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen, we're coming back on the air after an interruption due to technical problem.
There's nothing wrong with the radio. Must have been the station.
Which row is it in?
Well, there's no one around.
Well, it's
late. If you'd gotten up earlier.
Oh, look, I already lost an hour's sleep on the time change.
I think you complain just to hear yourself talk. There it is.
I wonder what happened to the one from last year. Each year we spend good money on these things. We come out here and the one from last year's gone.
Well, the flowers die, and the caretaker or somebody takes them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish, you can clean this up. Sell it next year. Wonder how many times we bought the same one. Hey, come on, Barb. Church was this morning, huh? Hey, I mean praying's for church, huh? Come on.
I haven't seen you in church lately.
Well, there's not much sense in my going to church. Do you remember one time when we were small, we were out here? It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind the tree, and Grandpa got all excited, and he shook his fist at me, and he said, "Boy, you be damned to hell." Remember that? Right over there. Well, you used to really be scared here.
Johnny,
You're still afraid.
stop it now. I mean it.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
He'll hear you.
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here.
Johnny. Oh! No! No! Johnny! Help
Why is it women can never run away without falling down?
All right. Don't worry about him. I can handle him. Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us. The truck is out of gas. This pump out here is locked. Is there a key? We can try to get out here if we can get some gas. Is there a key? I suppose you've tried this. Do you live here? Jesus. We've got to get out of here. We have to get where there's some other people. Maybe we better take some food. I'll see if I can find some food.
What's happening?
How do you think it's happening?
What's happening?
Two of them. There are two of them out there. Have you seen any more around here? I can take care of those two.
I
Look,
don't
I know you're afraid, but we have
I
to...
don't know! I don't know! What's happening?
get in here now. Don't look at it. Get some more lights on in this house. Why don't you see if you can find some wood, some boards, something there by the fireplace, something we can nail this place up. God damn! Look, I know you're afraid. I'm afraid too. But we have to try to board the house up together. Now, I'm going to board up the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here. We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together. You'll have to help me. Now, I want you to go in and get some wood so I can board the place up. Do you understand? Okay? Okay? enough. That's strong. Here, I want you to pick out some nails. Pick out the biggest ones you can find. There, this room looks pretty secure. If we have to, we can run in here and board up the doors. Won't be long before those things will be back pounding their way in here. They're afraid now. They're afraid of fire. I found that out. You know a place back down the road called Beekman's? Beekman's Diner? Anyhow, that's where I found that truck I have out there. There's a radio in the truck. I had jumped in to listen to it when a big gasoline truck came screaming right across the road. But there must have been 10, 15 of those things chasing after it, grabbing and holding on. Now, I didn't see them at first. I could just see that the truck was moving in a funny way. Those things were catching up to it. The truck went right across the road. Slammed on my brakes to keep from hitting it myself. It went right through the guardrail. I guess the driver must have cut off the road into that gas station by Beekman's Diner. It went right through the billboard, ripped over a gas pump, and never stopped moving. By now, it's like a moving bonfire. Didn't know if the truck was going to explode or what. Could still hear the man screaming. This thing is just backing away from it. I looked back at the diner to see if there was anyone there who could help me. It was when I noticed that the entire place had been encircled. There wasn't a sign of life left except by now there were no more screams. I realized that I was alone with 50 or 60 of those things, just standing there, staring at me. I started to drive. I just plowed right through them. They didn't move, they didn't run or just stood there staring at me. Just wanted to crush them. They scattered through the air like bugs.
We were riding in the cemetery, Johnny and me. Johnny. We came to put a wreath on my father's grave. Johnny, and he said, "Can I have some candy, Barbara?" We didn't have any. And oh, it's hot in here. Hot. And he said, "Oh, it's late. Why did we start so late?" And I said, "Johnny, if you'd gotten up earlier, we wouldn't be late." Johnny asked me if I were afraid. And I said, "I'm not afraid, Johnny." And then this man started walking up the road. He came slowly And Johnny kept teasing me and saying, "He's coming to get you, Barbara." And I laughed at him and said, "Johnny, stop it." And then Johnny ran away. And I went up to this man, and I was going to apologize.
Why don't you just keep calm?
And I looked up, and I said, "Goody." And he grabbed me. He grabbed me, and he ripped at me. He held me, and he ripped at my clothes.
I think you should just calm down.
Oh, I screamed, "Johnny! Johnny, help me! Oh, help me!" And he wouldn't let me go. He ripped. And then Johnny came and he ran and he fought this man. And I got so afraid. I ran. And Johnny didn't come. We have to wait for Johnny. Maybe we better go out and get him. We have to go out and get Johnny. He's out there. Please, don't you hear me? We've got to go out and get him. Please! We have got to go get Johnny! Please help me! Please!
Don't you know what's going on out there? This is no Sunday school picnic.
Don't you understand? My brother is alone!
Your brother is dead.
No! My brother is not dead! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments. At this hour, we repeat, these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins. The murders are taking place in villages, cities, rural homes, and suburbs with no apparent pattern or reason for the slayings. It seems to be a sudden, general explosion of mass homicide. We have some descriptions of the assassins. Eyewitnesses say they are ordinary-looking people. Some say they appear to be in a kind of trance. Others describe them as being So, at this point, there is no really authentic way for us to say who or what to look for and guard yourself against. Misshapen monsters. Reaction of law enforcement officials is one of complete bewilderment at this hour. So far, we have been unable to determine that any kind of organized investigation is yet underway. Police, sheriff's deputies, and emergency ambulances are literally deluged with calls for help. The scene can best be described as mayhem. Mayors of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Miami, along with the governors of several eastern and midwestern states, have indicated the National Guard may be mobilized at any moment, but that has not happened as yet. The only advice our reporters have been able to get from official sources is for private citizens to stay in their homes behind locked doors. Do not venture outside for any reason until the nature of this crisis has been determined and until we can advise what course of action to take. Keep listening to radio and TV for any special instructions as this crisis develops further. Thousands of office and factory workers are being urged to stay at their places of employment, not to make any attempt to get to their homes. However, in spite of this urging and warning, streets and highways are packed with frantic people trying to reach their families or apparently to flee just anywhere. We repeat, the the safest course of action at this time is simply to stay where you are. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received word that the president has called a meeting of his cabinet to deal with the sudden epidemic of murder which has seized the eastern third of this nation. The meeting is scheduled to convene within the hour. Members of the presidential cabinet will be joined by officials of the FBI and the Joint Chiefs behind closed doors. The White House spokesman, in announcing this conference, says there will be an official announcement as soon as possible following that meeting. This is the latest dispatch just received in our newsroom. Latest word also from National Press Services in Washington, D.C. now tells us that the emergency presidential conference, which we've just mentioned, will include high-ranking scientists from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. That's the extent of this latest bulletin. Repeating, members of his cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and scientists from NASA within the hour. All radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country, including the one to which you're listening, have joined their facilities in an emergency network to bring you this news as it develops. We urge you to stay tuned to radio and TV and to stay indoors at all costs. Late reports reaching this newsroom tell of frightened people seeking refuge in churches, schools, and government buildings, demanding shelter and protection from the wholesale murder which apparently is engulfing much of the nation. Law enforcement officials are at a loss to explain or, even at this hour, even to theorize about the reasons for this wave of murder. So far, the advice we are able to give the public is some of the Police Chief T.K. Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina, who's quoted as saying, quote, "Tell the people, for God's sake, to get off the streets. Tell them to go home and lock their doors and windows up tight. We don't know what kind of murder-happy characters we have here." End quote. Police Chief Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina. So far, the only descriptions, the only clues anyone has of the killers come from frightened witnesses to some of the slayings. These eyewitness accounts variously describe the murderers as ordinary-looking people, misshapen monsters, people who look like they're in a trance, and things that look like people but act like animals. Some eyewitnesses tell of seeing victims who look as though they had been torn apart. This whole ghastly story began developing 2 days ago with the report of the slaying of a family of 7 in their rural home near Gulfport, Louisiana. Since then, reports of such senseless killings began snowballing in a reign of terror which has hopscotched in an erratic, disconnected manner throughout much of the eastern and midwestern United States. Efforts to keep track of the murder reports by the placing of markers on a map seem to indicate a general spreading from the extreme southeastern United States to the north and west. Our newsmen have been on the telephone talking with officials in other cities and have determined that none of this kind of mass murder has yet been reported west of the Mississippi River, except in the extreme southeastern portion of Texas. Similar killings have been reported around the Houston and Galveston areas, but nothing like...
I found a gun and some bullets out there.
It was only late yesterday
Oh, and
that it
these.
first became clear we were facing some kind of national emergency. When first reports began filtering in, newsmen and law enforcement agencies were of the opinion
This
that
place is boarded up pretty solid now.
in nature. However, as these
We ought to be all right here
reports
for a while.
increased dramatically, it was soon apparent that
We have
this
the
was
gun
something
and
more than the
bullets,
usual run of lawlessness.
Food and the
Some
radio.
officials began to suspect an obscure kind of conspiracy.
Sooner or later, someone's
Things as
bound to come and get us out.
creatures from outer space. So again, we join with law enforcement agencies, urging you to seek shelter in a building. Lock the doors and windows securely.
Hey, that's us. We're doing all right.
Be cautious of any suspicious strangers. And keep tuned to your radio and television for survival instructions and further details of this continuing story.
Look, I don't know if you're hearing me,
Goes on in the absence of any law.
but I'm going upstairs now.
It's almost as though some critical balance of
If anything should try to break in here, I can hear it from up there, and I'll be down to take care of it.
savage killers. We repeat, this radio station.
Everything is all right for now. I'll be back to reinforce the windows and doors later. But you'll be all right for now, okay? Okay.
Dateline on this report is Cumberland, Maryland. Civil defense officials in Cumberland have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers. reports from witnesses to the effect that people who acted as though they were in a kind of trance were killing and eating their victims prompted authorities to examine the bodies of some of the victims. Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murder. Repeating this latest bulletin just received moments ago from Cumberland, Maryland, civil defense authorities have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers. Medical examination of victims' bodies shows conclusively that the killers are eating the flesh of the people they kill. And so this incredible story becomes more ghastly with each report. It's difficult to imagine such a thing actually happening, but these are the reports we have been receiving and passing on to you, reports which have been verified as completely as is possible in this confused situation. It is happening, and it would appear that no one is safe from this wave of mass murder.
Don't shoot. We're from town.
A radio.
County, Pennsylvania. The Butler County Sheriff has verified that reports of murder victims being partially eaten by their slayers is true. No further details available at this time. However,
How long have you guys been down there? I could use some help up here.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place.
You mean you didn't hear the racket we were making up here?
How are we supposed to know what was going on? Could have been those things for all we knew.
That girl was screaming. Sure, you must know what a girl screaming sounds like. Those things don't make any noise. Anybody would know somebody ever needed help.
Look, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there.
We thought we could hear screams, but for all we knew, that could have meant those things were in the house afterward.
And you wouldn't come up and help?
Well, if there were more...
The racket sounded like the place was being ripped apart. How were we supposed to know what was going on?
Now, wait a minute. You just got finished saying you couldn't hear from down there. Now you say it sounded like the place was being ripped apart. It would be nice if you get your story straight, man.
All right, now you tell me. I'm not going to take that kind of a chance when we got a safe place. We luck into a safe place, and you're telling us we got to risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, why don't we settle this?
Look, mister, we came up. Okay, we're here. Now I suggest we all go back downstairs before any of those things find out we're in here.
They can't get in here.
You got the whole place boarded up?
Yeah, most of it. All but a few spots upstairs. They won't be hard to fix.
You're insane. The cellar's the safest place.
I'm telling you, they can't get in here.
And I'm telling you, those things turned over our car. We were damn lucky to get away at all. Now you tell me those things can't get through this lousy pile of wood?
His wife and kids downstairs. The kid's hurt.
Well, I still think we're better off up here.
We could strengthen everything up, Mr. Cooper.
With all of us working, we can fix this place up in no time. We have everything we need up here.
We can take all that stuff downstairs with us. Man, you're really crazy, you know that? You got 1,000,000 windows up here. All these windows, you're gonna make them strong enough to keep these things out, huh?
I told you those things don't have any strength. I smashed 3 of them and pushed another one out the door.
Did you hear me when I told you they turned over our car?
Oh, hell, any good 5 men can do that.
That's my point. Only there's not going to be 5 or even 10. There's going to be 20, 30, maybe 100 of those things. And as soon as they know we're here, this place is going to be crawling with them.
Well, if there are that many, they'll probably get us wherever we are.
Look, the cellar. The cellar, there's only one door, right? Just one door, that's all we have to protect. Tom and I fixed it so it locks and boards from the inside. But up here, all these windows, why, we'd never know where they were going to hit us next.
You got a point, Mr. Cooper. But down in the cellar, there's no place to run to. I mean, if they did get in, there'd be no back exit. We'd be done for. We can get out of here if we have to. And we got windows to see what's going on outside. But down there with no windows, if a rescue party did come, we wouldn't even know it.
But the cellar is the strongest place.
The cellar's a death trap.
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. I think he's right. You know how many's out there?
I don't know. Maybe 6 or 7.
Look, you two can do whatever you like. I'm going back down to the cellar, and you better decide. Because I'm going to board up that door, and I'm not going to unlock it again no matter what happens.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cooper.
No, I'm not going to wait. I've made my decision, now you make yours.
Now, wait a minute. Let's think about this. We can make it to the cellar if we have to. And if we do decide to stay down there, we'll need some things from up here. So let's at least consider this a while.
If you box yourself in this cellar and those things get in the house, you've had it. At least up here you have a fighting chance.
Yeah, it looks like about 8 or 10 out there now.
There's more than there were. There are a lot out back, too.
It's all right.
We gotta fix these boards.
You're crazy. Those things are going to be at every window and door in this place. We've got to get down into the cellar.
Go down in your damn cellar. Get out of here!
I'm taking the girl with me.
You leave her here. Keep your hands off her. And everything else that's up here, too. Because if I stay up here, I'm fighting for everything up here. And the radio and the food is part of what I'm fighting for. Now, if you're going down the cellar, get.
The man's insane. He's insane. We've got to have food down there. We've got a right.
This is your house.
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Well,
Yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
Listen, I got a kid down there. She can't possibly. I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you. It is tough for the kid that her old man is so stupid. Now, you get the hell down in the cellar. You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
You bastards. You know, I won't open this door again. I mean it.
Mr. Cooper, with your help, we could...
With my help.
Let him go, man. His mind is made up. Just let him go.
Wait a minute. Judy, come on up here, honey.
You're gonna let them get hurt too, huh?
It's all right, honey. Go ahead. If we stick together, man, we can fix it up real good. There's lots of places we can run to up here. Mr. Cooper, we'd all be a lot better off if all three of us were working together.
Hey. Hey, kid. He's wrong, you know. I'm not boxing myself in down there.
This radio station will remain on the air day and night.
Well, we're safe now. It's boarded up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them. There are two other people upstairs, a man and a girl.
We heard you screaming.
Yeah, but I didn't know who they were, and I wasn't about to take any unnecessary chances.
Of course not, Harry.
Is she all right?
I don't know what it is. She feels warm. Maybe it's shock.
Where'd you get the bandage?
Some laundry in a basket. I tore a sheet.
Let them stay upstairs. Let them. Too many ways those monsters can get in up there. We'll see who's right. We'll see when they come begging me to let them in down here.
That's important, isn't it?
What?
To be right, everybody else to be wrong.
What do you mean by that?
Does anyone up there know why we're being attacked?
Whatever it isn't just happening here. It's some kind of mass murder. It's going on everywhere. The radio said to stay inside.
Radio?
Radio upstairs. I heard a news bulletin.
There's a radio upstairs and you boarded us in down here?
I know what I'm doing.
What did it say?
Nothing. Nothing. They don't know anything yet. There's mass murder everywhere and people are supposed to look for a safe place to hide.
Take the boards off that door.
We are staying down here, Helen.
Harry, that radio is at least some kind of communication. If the authorities know what's happening, well, they'll send people for us, so they'll tell us what to do. How are we going to know what's going on if we lock ourselves in this dungeon? We may not enjoy living together, but dying together isn't going to solve anything. Those people aren't our enemies.
Mr. Cooper! Mr. Cooper, Ben found a television set upstairs.
Let's go up. Tom?
Yeah.
If Judy would come downstairs for a few minutes, Harry and I could come upstairs.
Okay, yeah, right away.
Will you do it?
Do I have to?
Look, honey, nothing's gonna get done with them down there and us up here. Do this for me.
Okay.
Okay, open up.
I'll take good care of her, Helen.
She's all I have.
Why don't you go upstairs now?
Her brother was killed.
Hey, give me a hand with this thing.
I gotta go help Ben with the television.
Don't be afraid of me. I'm Helen Cooper, Harry's wife.
This place is ridiculous. Look at this. There's a million weak spots up here. Give me one of those.
Her brother was killed.
And they talk about these windows. I can't see a damn thing. There could be 15 million of those things out there. That's how much good these windows are.
Why don't you do something to help somebody?
Here, I have it. Drag a couple of those chairs together.
There's a socket over here. You better watch this and try to understand what's going on. I don't want anyone's life on my hands.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't want to hear any more from you, mister. If you stay up here, you take orders from me. And that includes leaving the girl alone.
It's on, it's on. There's no sound. Play with the rabbit ears.
Reports, incredible as they seem, are not the results of mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. What do they think? We're imagining all this?
Shut up! In all parts of the country. The wave of murder which is sweeping the eastern third of the nation is being committed by creatures who feast upon the flesh of their victims. First eyewitness accounts of this grisly development came from people who were understandably frightened and almost incoherent. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted. And medical examinations of some of the victims bore out the fact that they had been partially devoured. I think we have some late word just arriving, and I'll interrupt to bring this to you. This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims. It's hard for us here to believe what we're reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact. When this emergency first began, radio and television was advising people to stay inside, behind locked doors for safety. Well, that situation has now changed, and we're able to report a definite course of action for you. Civil defense machinery has been organized to provide rescue stations with food, shelter, medical treatment, and protection by armed National Guardsmen. Stay tuned to the broadcasting stations in your local area for this list of rescue stations. This list will be repeated throughout our news coverage. Look for the name of the rescue station nearest you and make your way to that location as soon as possible.
So we have that truck. If we can get some gas, we can get out of here.
There's a pump out by the shed.
I know, that's why I pulled in here, but it's locked.
Called this afternoon by the President. Since convening this conference of the Presidential Cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA has not produced any public information. Why are space experts being consulted about an Earthbound emergency? Well, so far, all the betting on the answer to that question centers on the recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. That satellite, you'll recall, started back to Earth, but never got here. That's the space vehicle which orbited Venus and then was purposely destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying a mysterious high-level radiation with it. Could that radiation be somehow responsible for the wholesale murders we're now suffering? Newsman Don Quinn in Washington has posed those questions.
It's obvious our best move is to try to get out of here.
How are you going to get over to that pump? Look!
You're coming from a meeting regarding the explosion of the Venus probe, is that right?
Yes, that was the subject of the meeting.
Do you feel there is a connection between this and the phenomenon?
There's a definite connection.
In other words, you feel that the radiation on the Venus probe is enough to cause these mutations?
There was a very high degree of radiation.
Well, just a minute. I'm not sure that that's certain at all. I don't think that has been
logical explanation that we
proved.
have at this time.
In other words, it is the military's viewpoint that the radiation is not the cause of the mutation.
I can't speak for the entire military at this time, gentlemen.
This seems to be...
I must disagree with these gentlemen presently until this is irrefutably proved.
Everything is being done that can be done.
We'll have to hurry for our next meeting.
Professor, you feel that there is a definite connection between them?
Definite connection as far as Dr. Keller and myself.
Doctor, please. I thought we decided that is not proved yet.
Was the satellite, when the satellite was exploded?
An unusual amount of radiation, enough to cause mutation under certain circumstances.
Could have happened.
Have a bearing on it.
It does seem to have a bearing.
Will there be a reply for this further?
Later?
Yes.
There will be a reply.
Yes.
Later this afternoon. There will be a report this afternoon.
Perhaps there will be
Yes,
a report,
yes.
a more
Later.
full report. Will you close the window?
We are doing everything possible to solve the problem.
We're hoping to get some further explanation of this.
We've heard all we need to know. We have to try to get out of here.
He said the rescue stations have doctors and medical supplies. If we could get care in there, we could get help for her.
Cosmo is one of the world's foremost authorities on space science and technology.
Willard. I saw a sign that said Willard.
Any moment.
It's only about 17 miles from here.
You know this area. You from around here?
Judy and I are both from around here. We were on our way up to the lake to go swimming. And Judy had a radio, and we heard the first reports about this. So we knew the old house was here, and we came in and found the lady upstairs dead. Then these other people came. We went down into the basement and put a bar across the door, and it is pretty strong.
How could we possibly get away from here? We've got a sick child, 2 women, 1 woman out of her head, 3 men, and the place is surrounded with these things.
Airfield for NASA. Dr. Grimes, your entire staff, I know, has been working very hard to find some solution to these things that are happening. Do you have any answers at this time?
Yes, we have some answers. But first, let me stress the importance of seeking medical attention for anyone who's been injured in any way. We don't know yet what complications might result from such injuries.
How bad has your kid been hurt?
Good advice, Doctor. Now, how about the basic problem with patients? Well,
Look, you go down there and tell... Isn't it Judy? Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here and you stay with the kid, all right?
Action taken with regard to the Venus probe. In the cold room at the university, we had a cadaver from which all 4 limbs had been amputated. Sometime early this morning, it opened its eyes and began to move its trunk. It was dead, but it opened its eyes and tried to move.
They want you upstairs. Did she ask for me?
She hasn't seen anything.
I don't understand. Baby. It's Mommy.
I heard. I'll come back down as soon as I find out what they want.
Thank you, Judy.
The body should be disposed of at once, preferably by cremation.
well, how long after death, then, does the body become reactivated?
It's only a matter of minutes.
Minutes? Well, that doesn't give people time to make any arrangements.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't give them time to make funeral arrangements. The bodies must be carried to the street and burned. They must be burned immediately. Soak them with gasoline and burn them. The bereaved will have to forego the dubious comforts that a funeral service will give. They're just dead flesh and dangerous.
I see.
Judy, I need you to find some bedspreads or sheets to tear up into small strips, okay? Is there a fruit cellar here?
Yes.
We need some bottles or jars. Make Molotov cocktails and hold them off while we try to escape.
Hey, there's a big can of kerosene down there.
I'll see what I can find.
I'll look for the bottles.
There's a big key ring down there. There may be a key to the gas pump on it.
I'll check.
We can toss the cocktails from a window upstairs. Meantime, a couple of us can go out and try to get the gas. We can come back for the rest of the people.
But that'll leave a door open someplace.
Yeah, that's right. It better be this door. It's closer to the truck. Before we go out, we'll put some supplies behind the cellar door. While we're gone, the rest of you can hold up in there.
I found some fruit jars in the cellar. And there's a key on here that's labeled for the gas pump out back.
I'm not really that used to the truck. I found it abandoned.
I can handle the truck, no sweat.
You're it, then. You and I'll go. We'll put whatever lumber we find behind the cellar door. You can go upstairs and toss the cocktails from a window. Tom, you and I will have to unboard this door. After you toss the cocktails, you hustle back down here and lock this door. It's no good to board it up because we'll have to get back in quickly. After we get the gas and get back into the house, then we'll worry about getting everybody into the truck. Now let's move it.
Place to flee for safety, except to the rescue stations which have been set up. Indications are that before this emergency is over, we will need many, many more such rescue stations.
You always have a smile for me. How can you smile like that all the time? How many do you have done? Come on, honey, we gotta move.
Tom, are you sure about the phone?
The phone is dead out. All you get is a recorded message.
If I could only call the folks. They're going to be so worried about us.
Everything will be all right. As soon as we get to Willard, we'll call them. They might even be there.
I know. Tom, are you sure we're doing the right thing, Tom?
What, about getting out of here?
Yeah.
Well, the television said that's the right thing to do. We've got to get to a rescue station.
I don't know.
Come on, honey. You're starting to sound like Mr. Cooper now.
But why do you have to go out there?
Look, I know how to handle that truck, and I can handle the pump. Ben doesn't know anything about that stuff.
But we're safe in here.
For how long, honey? We're safe now. But there's going to be more and more of those things.
I know all that.
Hey, listen. Remember when we had the big flood? Remember how difficult it was for us to convince you that it was right to leave? Remember we had to go to Willard then? This isn't a passing thing, honey. It's not like just a wind passing through. We've got to do something, and fast.
I just don't want you to go out there, that's all.
Hey, Smiley. Where's that big smile for me? Boy, you're showing no use at all, are you? We've got work to do, honey. And you...
We better get her downstairs.
We have to go downstairs now, Barbara.
She's right. You have to go downstairs now, just for a little while, until we get back. Then we can all leave.
Oh, I'd like to leave. Yes.
Good luck.
Yeah.
You ready upstairs? Yeah. Okay, toss him.
I'm going with him.
Get back in the cellar.
I'm going.
It's too late. It's too late.
Well, is it coming? Come on. Get in. Watch it. Watch the torch.
Gotta get away from the pump. Hang on. Tom, turn your cars and get out of the truck. Let's get out of here. Come on, come on.
My jacket's caught.
Drag you out there and feed you those things.
Isn't it 3 o'clock yet? There's supposed to be another broadcast at 3 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Oh. Only 10 more minutes? We don't have very long to wait. We can leave. Well, we'd better leave soon. It's 10 minutes to 3.
You know anything about this area at all? I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
I don't know. We were just trying to get to a motel before dark.
You said those things turned your car over. You think we can get it back on its wheels and drive it? Where is it?
Seems like it was pretty far away. Seems like we ran.
Forget it. It's at least a mile.
Johnny has the keys.
You gonna carry that child a mile through that army of things out there?
I can carry the kid. What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
Bit her on the arm.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry? Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You gonna turn it over by yourself?
You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.
You have a car? Where? Where is it?
You won't be able to start it.
Yeah, I know, but where is it?
Good Lord.
Being monitored closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations. At this hour, they report the level of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So long as this situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation against the ghouls, this one conducted by Sheriff Conan McClellan in Butler County, Pennsylvania. So now let's go to that film report. All law enforcement agencies and the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
Anything from the supply wagon, Cuz?
No, we're all right.
Okay.
Hey, Cass, put that thing all the way in the fire. We don't want it getting up again. All right, I got you.
Chief McClellan, how's everything going?
Oh, things aren't going too bad. Men are taking it pretty good. You want to get on the other side of the road over there?
Chief, do you think we'll be able to defeat these things?
Well, we killed 19 of them today right in this area. Those last 3 we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must have thought somebody was in there. There wasn't, though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
My fault. I made a bad click.
Uh-oh.
I was like, wait a minute, what happened?
Yeah.
Cremation. Our news cameras have just
Okay,
returned
we're getting close.
from covering such a search and destroy.
We killed 19 of them today right in this area. Those last 3 we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must have thought somebody
By
was
the
in
way,
there.
that news guy is Chili
We
Billy
heard them making
Cardilli.
all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them
real?
down.
Can I see you here?
Yeah, okay.
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things, would I stand a chance with them?
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head. That's a sure way to kill him. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Beat him or burn him. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of them there are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, in time, would you say you ought to be able to wrap this up in 24 hours?
Well, we don't really know. We know we'll be into it most of the night, probably into the early morning. We're working our way toward Willard, and we'll team up with the National Guard over there, and then we'll be able to give a more definite view.
Thank you very much, Chief McClellan. This is Bill Cardill, WIC TV 11 News.
Thank you, Bill, for that report. Official spokesman declined to speculate just how long it may take to kill off all the flesh eaters, so long as the heavy rain...
Is the fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know. It isn't the fuse. The power lines are down. Helen, I have to get that gun.
Haven't you had enough?
But 2 people are dead already on account of that guy. Take a look out that window. Get...
I'm hungry, Mommy. Oh my God, the zombies have helicopters!
Hey, Vince, Al, you want to get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs? There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out.
Right.
You still here, Bill?
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up with the National Guard.
Where'd you get the coffee?
One of the volunteers. You're doing all the work. You take it.
Thank you. We should be wrapped up here about 3 or 4 more hours. We'll probably get into Willard then. I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard. Nick, you and the rest of these men want to come with me?
Well, Bill, I'm checking the office, see what's happening. All right, Steve. Tell them we're going to stay with it, and everything appears to be under control. We go inside.
Down there by the barn. Okay. Some of these guys can follow the wagon down. I only need a few men to check out the house. Somebody had a cookout here, Vince.
Yeah, it sure looks like it, Cop.
He's the dead one. Get up here. Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire? You, drag that out of here and throw it on the fire.
Nothing down here.
All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house, man.
There's something there. I heard a noise.
All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes. Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
Send the wagon through directly out. Over.
More torches. Keep those dogs back off of those things.
Move more quickly. Light these torches over here. People in the back, way in the back.
Well, I do want to say hello to Last Call and Peace Dynamo if you're still in here. Hello.
Hola.
So, I think it was a little weird that that cellar was already set up with the barricades, to put the boards across the door and stuff. Kind of make you wonder who lived there.
Well, no, because actually for tornadoes, when you go down in the cellar, you're supposed to board the door. But it does make you wonder because I noticed when she was running around the house, they also had the outside cellar doors.
Oh, yeah.
Did anybody check those to see if they were locked?
The zombies checked it. They knew it was locked.
It was interesting that even though these were slow zombies, that they also were able to use tools.
Yeah, they were smart zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably had smartphones.
It's like in later movies, a zombie would be confused by like a doorknob.
See, now he should have kept his ass in the basement, the cellar. Waited. They were going to shoot him regardless because they look like clan members to me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they were all white.
Yeah.
Which I was thinking, it's like, Chief, I think that one's alive. Yeah, shoot him anyway.
Hey, a good way to get rid of people you don't like if that really happened. He's like, yeah, no, they were zombies. I had to shoot them.
Yeah. I always think though, like if that could happen, the early days of it would be weird because you figure like, you see your son or your husband or your grandmother coming stumbling down the hall at you. You're not going to think, "Ooh, zombie, I guess I should shoot my kid in the head."
Well, it's either that or you're dead. But yeah. What if you're a vegetarian and then you become a zombie? Do you still not eat meat?
Oh, vegetarian zombies eat grains.
Grains?
Oh, grains. Yeah. And more grains. You'd smell them coming from far away anyways, the vegan ones.
Well, the vegan ones would be easy to kill because before they attack you, they'd stop and go, "Oh, I'm a vegan."
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. My name's Jody. What's her name?
Yeah, Jody.
Hey guys, this is Jody. Hilarious.
What the hell is Finkel doing working tonight?
I don't know.
He worked
Maybe
last night too. These are supposed to be his nights off, the greedy bastard.
He's a greedy capitalist. Talks shit about Trump, and yeah, he wants to get all the money.
That's right. Right over there napping for $40 an hour now or something.
Yeah.
By the way, did you hear me throw a little bit? They're coming to take me away.
Yeah.
And Barbara was lost in the movie all the way to the very end. Yeah. She did not snap out of it.
Barbers are like that.
Yeah.
Too bad. I'm sure the other ones are not. What's the what's the word I want? Public access. It'd be kind of cool just to watch them all in order.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised at one point when the newscaster said this is Bill Cardille with WIIC, you know, because that was like the real station. And I saw at the end it was in the thank you things.
He's the newscaster.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You know, it is interesting. You think the way they ended it didn't look like Romero was thinking about sequels at the time. Because, you know, usually like a movie like that, it'd be like it's all over. And then they'll show like a zombie crawling out of the dirt somewhere or something, you know. George Clinton, the king of funk. We got the funk. Gotta have that funk. That George Clinton.
We got the funk. Yep.
He was Bill Clinton's stepbrother.
Yep. He was his real brother because he's a brother.
Yeah. That was he used to sing a lullaby to Bill when he was little, going, "Sing that funky music, white boy."
White boy. Now I used to tell him, "Tear the roof off this mother sucker. Roof off this mother sucker. Tear the roof off this sucker. We got the funk.
Gotta have that funk."
Yep.
Look at Last Call, thinking just because we're a bunch of white boys, we're not going to know George Clinton. Well, white and a half, I guess.
Speak of yourself. I'm only partially white, just by skin color.
He was on a drug-filled shortcut. Oh, drug-filled, okay. I was trying to think what that term might have meant.
He's dead, isn't he?
No.
He'd have to be pretty damn old if he's not.
He was born in 1941.
He's not dead. Oh, then it's the other guy.
Bill Clinton? What was Bill Clinton's brother's name? Remember the one who was Bill? No.
Oh, Billy. No.
I was going to say, because he had Billy Beer.
Yeah.
That was
Billy
Carter.
That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, Billy Carter.
Carter's brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Linda's his sister also. Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Roger Clinton was Bill Clinton's brother.
That's it. Yeah, he was a bit of a goofball too, wasn't he? So you know what I just learned from watching a game show today? See if you can guess who this is. There's a president, and I'll give you a hint. He was like 20th century, whose birth name was Leslie Lynch King Jr.
It's not Lyndon B. Johnson, but
That was who somebody on the game show guessed. I was guessing Clinton because I was kind of thinking that he had been adopted, but it wasn't Clinton either.
No, it was Ford.
Yep. It seemed like the kind of thing I should have known, but I don't remember hearing that before.
No, the Lyndon B. Johnson just kind of falls into your brain because it's Leslie,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, because it was like Leslie B. King or something like
Yeah.
that. It's interesting that he even changed his first name. There was a lady in town. Oh, she's probably still around, but anyway, she got divorced and she changed her kid's name, which isn't that surprising, except like her youngest kid, she had 3 kids. The youngest one was like in 3rd grade at the time. And she even changed their first names.
Yes, I know someone who did that.
That seems.
She didn't want, the boy's name was Angel, and she didn't want nothing to do with the dude, so she changed his first name and last name.
Yeah. Seems like that'd be confusing. Wouldn't be that hard to like get along with the new last name, but you know, when everybody's been calling you, hey Bobby, for 10 years, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, no, actually, no, it's Chauncey, you know?
Yeah, this kid was like 6, 7 years old. And I was like, really? He changed his name to Steven. Okay, whatever.
But then I guess like, too, I guess if like the kid was named after the asshole father's grandfather or something, maybe you would want to. Yeah, anyway.
Well, Gerald Ford actually changed his name after his paternal grandparents both passed away, and he took on the name of his stepfather.
Yeah, okay.
Henry Ford?
Gerald Ford.
No, Gerald Ford took on Henry Ford's name.
No. Gerald Rudolph Ford is his stepfather.
George said he didn't know he drove into the movie set. Had bad drugs.
Hilarious. Tripping in a bad way.
I just remembered, I'm pretty sure it was Richard Pryor. I could be wrong. I think it was him. He said he realized he was doing too many drugs when Jerry Garcia told him he needed to cut back. You know, it'd be about like Willie Nelson saying, dude, you smoke a lot of pot.
Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, last call, what I'm going to try this week is I'm going to have 3 or 4 of them ready, and I will, on Wednesday, post a short video listing the movies, and I'll put their descriptions in the, well, I'll put their information in the description, you know, like the IMDb link, and people can vote on which movie they want next Monday. I'm going to try to do it where it'll be like a variety, like a comedy, a Western, and maybe a silent or something.
I have that Sherlock Holmes downloaded because it did download.
Oh, did it?
I played it today all the way through. It works good.
And does it look good on? Did you play it a little? See how it looked?
Yeah, it
Like,
looks
was
good.
It was full screen and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll make it easier. Nah. In fact, if people like that idea, then they'll always make it a variety thing.
Yeah. We
It'd
did.
probably get boring if it was horror every week. I think. I don't know.
We did Nosferatu, and we did the Killer Tomatoes movie.
Yeah.
Have you watched Nosferatu, the new one?
No, I still haven't.
No.
I have a
It's really
couple of
good.
movies here that I've been like. Finkel mentioned yesterday about that Bob Dylan one. I've had that there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, movies. I got it there, but I don't know if I'm going to watch it or not.
Well, I like Dylan, and the clips I've seen that Timothy Chalamet
Yeah.
really well. That's like when Jamie Foxx did Ray Charles. He really sounded just like him.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I'm going to be making avatars every damn week. That shit took me forever to make those things.
I was just going to say that's going to be rough on Ariel if he doesn't know which movie we're doing until.
Yeah. I can't make this woman one avatar. I got to make her a variety. She got to have choice, man. You know how women are.
I was going to say, what's his name did a good job with Johnny Cash too.
Oh yeah, that was Joaquin.
Joaquin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the original Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That was our first movie we did. It was just kind of a, hey, let's do this week, and now it's become an every Monday thing to do a movie. We've mostly been doing silence because
of copyrights.
Copyrights, yeah, but Ariel found a site that shows other movies that are in the public domain now. Like this one tonight. I forget what this is from, like early 70s, maybe 60s.
68, 69, I think it is.
Is that what it was?
Like that, yeah.
I can remember seeing them on the news, and probably since WIIC was sort of involved, that's probably the channel. In fact, because I think that was the only Pittsburgh channel we used to get back then. But anyway, I can remember as a kid watching and them saying about making a movie there and showing like the extras, zombies walking across the field and stuff.
Yeah. I like the Blob. I'll have to check and see if that one's there.
Oh yeah, I love the Blob.
The sci-fi.
Steve McQueen. Yeah, that's a good one. I like the theme song to it because they gave it sort of like it was like a hip tune for the time, like that early like beware of the Blob. It was just such a weird thing for a horror movie.
So now everyone knows where the zombies come from, right? It's that bullshit in outer space. They need to stop sending shit out there, man. Shit's coming
the
back.
radioactive
man.
shit.
The Spider-Man movie, the black Spider-Man, what's his name? Venom. That nigga's from outer space too. Oh, sorry. He from outer space too. He get you.
I think it's from the Blob. I always like there was a line in there where the one girl goes to the police station. She's telling them that her boyfriend was attacked and he was killed, and she was like stuttering and stuff, and she's going, I, and the cop says, "Did you love him?" And she goes, "Yes, twice."
You ever watch The Crazies?
I'm not sure. I can remember seeing clips. I'm not sure if I actually watched the movie.
Well, the newer one is pretty good. I think there's an older one too. Basically, same thing. It's army, whatever, drops this thing, and it's like in a swamp area, and people drinking the water, they get the crazies. Just start killing everybody.
Thinking of the Blob, I just remembered one of Michael Landon's early roles. I was a teenage werewolf.
Oh yeah.
Last wants to know if the Crazies was a Romero too.
Was it? Okay.
Well, he had a question mark on that. I don't know if you knew. Let's see.
Yeah, the blob is not in public domain.
I don't know about the updated one, but the 1973 Crazies was George Romero.
You know, he was born in the Bronx, right?
It doesn't matter. He's a Pittsburgh boy.
He's born in the Bronx, though. And he's a Spaniard.
Yeah, he's Italian.
No, Spaniard. His daddy's a Spaniard. His mother's a wafer.
A what?
A wafer. I'm just a nice word for cracker. Yeah.
Oh. That's something I haven't had for a while. Wasn't that what those ones were called?
Really,
those cookies with the
real airy inside, like it's soft.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, those are good, man. They got too much sugar for me, but
I was gonna say real sugary.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that, like candies and that. That's like, oh man, I loved those as a kid. And you take one, you go,
yeah,
oh wow. Like, well, a good example, Mallow Cups. Remember Mallow Cups?
Oh yeah.
Filled with the marshmallow inside.
Are sweet, man.
Yeah, I even just like thinking about them now, I don't think I could eat one.
Yeah. I like that. I liked I think it's Charleston Chew has the marshmallow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to like putting those in the freezer, and then break them up in like little pieces.
Mm. You know, ones I used to like is caramel creams.
Yeah.
You know, that I used to always like to put them in my mouth sideways, and you'd crunch down on it, and like the icing inside would come out.
Yeah. Well, you got the cow ones, or the moos, or whatever they're called, the
Cowtails.
Cowtails. Yeah, I got some of those somewhere here in this house. I don't know where they're at, but I know they're here.
My Cowtail was the name of the school I went to the first 3 years of school. It was actually called Consolidated School, but it was forever known as Cowtail.
So when you got to high school, was it the horse's ass, or?
Yeah.
It is Pennsylvania, so that was probably a Amish school.
Yeah, we didn't have buses. They picked us up in buggies.
You're not in that area, right, Muxter? You're not.
No, everybody always think. I can remember in the early days of the internet, I belong to this like librarian message group or whatever. And so many times when I'd say I lived in Pennsylvania, I'd have some librarian from San Francisco or something go, "Oh, I always liked you get all that great Amish baked foods and stuff like that there." It's like, the whole state is not Amish.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with New York. If someone says they're from New York, they assume it's New York City.
Right. New York
Okay,
is big.
last.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. Watch Wednesday to see what movies
Yeah.
we'll be doing.
All right. Well,
I'll get out of here.
all right. Have a good night.
Okay, Pumpkin.
See you.
See you, Pumpkin.
Bye.
You ever wonder what kind of parents name a girl Nikki?
I don't know.
Hey, Nick. Yes.
My daughter's, I ain't going to say her name, but she doesn't like her name.
No. Yeah, it's funny though, like, like there's a lot of English names that for us are usually just girls, like Leslie.
Yeah. Adrian.
Yeah.
I guess Ariel, right? I don't know.
I remember the one game I used to play. There was a girl that I played with a lot, and she went by Shelley, short for Michelle, but her mother had actually, her name was spelled Michael.
Oh. Yeah, and my friend Michael, his name is spelled weird. I'll have to look at it. I know a girl, her name is Kevin. You know any Kevins?
Yeah, not a female. I've never heard that one for a female.
Yeah, it's a real name.
Now there's one that goes both ways, if you will forgive the Jody.
Oh yeah, Jody. Yeah. There's a bunch.
Well, the thing is, too, people can usually get away with giving girls like weird names. I'm not saying Jody. I mean, like Sunshine and stuff like that. That a lot of times doesn't work as well for a guy. Although some of those hippies still do it with boys.
Well, that TV show, I'm trying to think of the name of it. That kid's name was Jody in it.
Oh, Family Affair?
Yeah, Family Affair, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Buffy and Jody. I can remember instead of calling it Family Affair, that's what most kids would say. Oh, did you watch Buffy and Jody? With Mr. French and Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
Tire iron. Might have told you before, when I was with the fire company, there was a lady from a neighboring company whose name was Kitty Katz. but she had married a guy named Katz.
Yeah, I knew some girls that were cats. They're twins, but they weren't kitties. They had regular names.
I went to a college with a guy named John Johns.
Yeah, I know.
I
I know.
thought, why would your mother do something like that?
Yeah. There's a let me see. I'm trying to think of the name. Some weird name like that. Cruz. I know a Cruz.
I can imagine there being like a Matthew Matthews.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to think of this kid's name. This kid that went to school with my nephew. He same thing we were talking about earlier. I knew him by one name, and I was like, "Well, how's your name, Robert?" Now I was like, "Well," and he explained because his mom got married again, switched the name on him or whatever. But he had a name like that, Bruce or something like.
You know, Nerdy, there's a guy, I've seen him on other panels that uses that as a name.
Yes, I've seen it.
And I always thought, if he ever came here, I would just quietly change his name to Mike H. I hate guys using like junior high joke names. It just bugs me. My mother did, my father forbid her to name any of his sons after him because he never liked his name. So she took his middle name, which was actually just a letter D, and she gave that to my oldest brother. And then she stuck his first name in for my middle name. So she still kind of snuck it in there, but
yeah.
Rebecca. An interesting girl's name is Elizabeth because it's got like 40 different versions of nicknames. There'll be Liz or Lizzie, Beth, and the one that always I thought Betsy, like how do you get Betsy out of Elizabeth? But trying to think too, there's another girl's name where it's like there's the nickname version of it doesn't have like any relation to it at all, and I can't think of which one I'm trying to come up with.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I'm like, oh okay, like Williams or Bills.
Yeah, well, how about Richard, Dick?
Yeah, Dick. Yeah.
Like you can see Rich or Rick. Of course, what kind of mother calls their kid Nerdy?
I know.
Obviously, those crazy Eskimos.
Esquimalitos. Esquimalitos are those long ice pop things, the different color ones, What are they called? Fruit Pops? No, I forget what they call them. They sell them in the little box there, and you got to rip them apart. They're all stuck together. chimichangas. I don't know if I ever had a chimichanga.
I think I played it here that one night. That video I saw with the border patrol stopping the Mexicans, and they're actually leaving the country instead of coming in.
No.
Did you see that?
The funny.
Yeah.
That you're talking about? Yeah.
I like where the guy, the Mexican guy goes, and they keep changing the menu at Taco Bell. And the guy's like,
yeah,
you eat that? We love that shit.
Yeah. And then there's a white dude who's like, I don't know, I'll just leave it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing that one. That's a good one. I didn't think you would like that one. I saw one where there's a Mexican guy and they have him in a wheelbarrow and they're performing like an exorcism on him, and he's wearing like a Donald Trump wig on his head. It is hilarious, man.
Yeah, I saw been running across the series of them when I'm going down through shorts, and I think it must be like a British comedy show, but they've done it with a bunch of countries where it's like the immigration guys, and they are making the guys answer questions before they're allowed in the country. The first one I saw was for Canada, and they'll ask them stuff like, what is Canada's national drink or something? And the guy will go, syrup. That's right.
Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah, Nerdy, that one I'm talking about, it's like those Snickers commercials where you're acting like whatever. Here, have a Snickers or whatever. It's hilarious. Oh, I think they gave him some kind of beer to get him to snap him out of they gave him some Mexican beer or whatever. Yeah. Some Modelo or whatever, some kind of Mexican beer. But it is funny though. Yeah, there's some good ones out there.
So, did you see this video from today?
Yeah, didn't I leave something in the?
Oh, did you? No, you didn't on this one. I did like 800 videos today.
Oh,
this is the one I'm turning over a new leaf. It's just a short one.
Everything is beautiful in its own way.
Hey, everybody. I got good news for you. The world is great. Everything's wonderful. America is #1 again. The rest of the world loves and respects us. The economy is booming. President Trump has everything under control. There's no longer anything to worry about. Just be happy and enjoy. Thank you. Peace out.
This message was brought to you by stupid people who are not paying attention.
And that's the way
That's the way it is. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. You need to thank Donald Trump. He's giving you all kind of material. You're going to have a lot of more years, man. If it wasn't for Trump, you wouldn't have shit to talk about. Just saying, man. Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm nerdy.
Oh yeah, I saw that on something. Do you watch I think it's called Midas Touch, Nerdy? Because a lot of times we see the same stuff, and I saw that on their thing. Yeah, it's like as he was giving the speech, and they just have the stock ticker running, and it's like the more he talked,
They
the
just kept
stocks
going.
just kept going
Yeah.
down, down.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing though I've noticed a lot of those places that they're like sort of doing news, but they clickbait a bit where it'll be like Democrat Senator, buries a Fox newscaster on the air. And, you watch it and it'll just be like that. The senator will say something like,
Yeah.
oh, no, actually, it was only 1,000, not 1,000,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the headline
I've
makes it
watched-
sound like,
I've watched a couple already in the last couple days, and they just pissing me off because it's just a clickbait. What you call the thing, the little clip in the front,
yeah,
the picture. What do you call the picture?
the thumbnail.
The thumbnail, right? And then it'll have that heading on there, and you go in there, and I'm like, well, wait a second, they didn't even talk about what the hell this was here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them on Whoopi and these women over there at the View. I didn't see nothing really.
I always like, and I haven't watched The View in years. I used to watch it, I think, because it used to be there was a day I didn't start work until like 1 o'clock. So it would be like on the TV before I went to work. But anyway, I always got a kick out of all the conservatives that would like complain about The View, which it shouldn't even be on the air. Those women are this and that, and it's like, just turn the channel.
Yeah, or start your own. You can get a whole panel of conservatives and just no big deal. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch a show about knitting like my old lady does because she likes to knit. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not watching YouTube videos or whatever it is, right? It could be a TV show about no.
Yeah.
I don't have interest in that, so I'm not watching it. Oh, they shouldn't put that on TV. It's going to make us all gay. Men knit all the time, man. There's a guy that has a YouTube channel, and it's like stop motion. He's always making arrows and shooting them, but they're made out of yarn. And then when it hits you, it's like the blood that comes out of your body is the yarn. I gotta find it. I forget the name of it. It's an excellent channel, man. He does all kind of skits.
I knew a girl in college. Her mother died when she was like 10 or something. And she had a whole bunch of sweaters that her dad knitted her.
Wow, cool.
I always remember, do you remember Rosie Greer?
Rosie, I think so.
He was a big football player in like the 60s.
He did the double-headed movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think then was he on Little House on the Prairie then too after a while? But anyway, he was, for the time, he was a big guy. Now he'd probably get pushed around on the football field. But anyway, I remember he used to knit.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of those things, it's kind of like, yeah, go ahead, call him gay,
Right. Oh, there's a lot of dudes that do stuff.
Well, that's like doll collectors. big percentage of people that collect dolls are guys.
Yeah. Well, action
Yeah.
figures for them.
Well, no, but like actual
They're
actual
Barbies,
dolls,
but yeah,
actual
yeah.
dolls. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
Barbies
Yeah.
and stuff.
I don't like the dolls because they're too damn creepy for me, man.
Yeah. Speaking of dolls, wonder whatever happened to. Remember what was that one girl, and she used to make those
Oh yeah,
like
she's
Wicked.
around. That's a second. The
What
Chucky
was
doll.
her-
She makes the Chucky
Yeah,
doll. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh Lord,
What was her name?
I can't
I
think of
remember
it right now.
she used to
Yeah,
stir shit a lot, and
yeah. That's what she does, though.
yeah, I actually used to enjoy her and her mom.
Oh yeah, yeah. She do always come in with a sock account, and then you can
Yeah.
tell it's her voice, man. She always try to disguise her voice. She was hilarious.
Well, she would do that little old lady voice a lot of times.
Yeah,
God, I cannot remember her name.
I know it. I just can't think of it at the moment.
She was one of those people that the first time we met online, we had a big fight. And then we got to be friends. There's been like a couple like that.
Yeah.
God, what? Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be thinking of her name, but
Yeah,
matter of
it's been a
fact,
long time.
I have her on Instagram. I just maybe I can find it. Hold on a second. I'll tell you her name. She's got all the dolls and stuff on Instagram. She sells all that stuff. That's what she.
Oh yeah, they are.
Makes a living off of that shit, bro.
If you like that stuff, they really.
Yeah. She's got like the original ones for like from the movies, and then she makes, I guess, molds out of them, and
Yeah.
you can make, that shit's expensive, man. Her name is Cat, no, something like that. Cat.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yes, Cat something or something Cat. It's coming to me. I just can't. Cat Gaga something.
Yes.
That's who it is. I ain't even got to look her up. That's her name. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if she has a channel on YouTube or not.
She used to, but it seemed like she just sort of faded away on YouTube.
Oh.
I forget, and never come up with. I forget what her mother's name was. Because a lot of times her mother wouldn't come up separately. She would just be in the background.
It's because I don't think she knew how to navigate it, and she would do it for her.
Yeah.
Her mom, I know her name. It's good Lord. Yeah, but she's good people too. She's not. She really isn't. They
Yeah.
you know how it is over there, but
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe I used to like that place.
those are the New York Ricans over there. So I saw an interesting video today with Eli and your boy that you don't.
Was it on Good Guys thing?
Yeah, is that old or is that new?
I don't know. I saw it come up. I didn't
Because
look at it. I didn't
thought
even
they
have my
didn't hang out,
headphones
man.
on. I didn't have my headphones on at the time, and I clicked, and I just saw Eli yelling in some guy's face.
Yeah, I watched it. It was only like 5 minutes long. I thought that they weren't partners anymore or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was an old one.
It's got like yesterday's date or today's date on it, man.
Oh. Well, it's a lot of those people they'll reissue.
Yeah, well.
By the way, I don't remember if you were here when I said about yesterday. Did you see that Jeff Gray got arrested again?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, they bailed him out. Did you watch the bailout?
Yeah.
Then he came out.
James Madison.
They got him for felony possession because he had his gun on him, but he always got his gun on him. But and then go watch the video. He's on the sidewalk, dude. He's literally on the sidewalk.
Oh, I haven't seen his video yet. I just saw.
Oh, there's a thing out there, and it shows everything. Yeah, you need to check it out. He explains the whole thing. There's a video of him explaining when he walks out of the jail. You know, they record it right there.
I did see that where James Madison was talking to him when he came out. And he was saying about how the cop shoved him in the car and stuff.
Yeah, pushed his head down. They showed a clip of him on that boardwalk or whatever that thing is on the beach over there. Yeah. Even the bar people, the manager of the bar was like, nah, he's not trespassing because he's outside. He says our doors start right where the doors are. Our property is where the doors start.
That guy kind of annoyed me though, because at first he was like saying that no, he was never on our property and all that. But then he'd go, well, but he's kind of a troublemaker. He was here a year ago. It was like he kept going back and forth.
Oh, had he been there? I didn't know he was there previously.
Yeah, he said, I guess he was there like a year ago. It was like the same thing. I hate when you'll hear like cops say things like, they're just looking for a reaction.
So, did you know that he doesn't really sue for a lot of money? He sues for like $17.79 or that something that has to do with that date or whatever.
Yeah, I forget what it is too. It's not 1776, but it's something like that.
And then
might be the year that the First Amendment was passed, maybe.
Okay. Well, he donates it all to the homeless and stuff like that. That's what he does with it. He doesn't take a dime.
Well, they never say it, but I wonder because he's usually anymore he's represented by FIRE, which they're kind of like the Institute for Justice.
Yeah.
And they never say, but I wonder if part of the deal is that they get legal, their what's the word, expenses. But the big thing with his is when they'll do, because they almost always it's a settlement. It doesn't even get to court. But
because if it becomes case law, then it's their names.
Part of the thing is always that the city has to change their ordinance, and a lot of times they include retraining for the cops.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot of times you'll see people going, oh, you know what he's doing? He just wants to get a lawsuit out of it to make money. It's like, no. He does not do that.
No, he's not a troublemaker. He's not an antagonizer, none of that.
No. Like I said,
he will call them big dum-dum. He does cuss every now and then, but he's not an aggressive person or anything like that. And he tells them, if you're going to arrest me, I will leave. Tell me you're going to arrest me, I'll leave.
Well, I did see James Madison because I didn't watch James Madison's whole thing.
Yeah.
I saw him like explaining that the one time too, where he said, like when it's while he was still driving down, and he said, a lot of people say to me, you should let him arrest you. But he said, the thing is, like Jeff always does, once they say, if you don't leave, I will arrest you. Or if you don't give me ID, I will arrest you. That gives you the lawsuit right there. He said, if they actually take you in, then you've got to sit in jail. And he said, and then also, then just to be pricks, they'll take you through the whole thing, of having to go to court and all that.
Right. They're gonna, and they swabbed him, his cheeks with DNA because that was a felony that they.
Yeah, I didn't realize they did that.
Yeah. They do that to all felon. But it's not. He didn't commit a felony. He's again. You're not a felon until you're proven, guilty.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, they gave him a felony because of the gun, but Florida is open carry.
no, it's
Isn't
only
it?
if you're going fishing or whatever. I know they changed something, but he's
Oh,
it's
that's
not
right.
it's not open carry for a like a sidearm,
Okay, yeah.
a pistol.
That's
It's
right.
got to be a rifle or you know what I mean, that type of
That's right, because
long
I've
gun.
seen some of that, like armed fisherman who does that. I
Yeah.
remember him saying about that now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's
Here-
got a
here
permit,
you
though,
can
because
walk
he
anywhere
wouldn't.
here. You can walk down any street here with the gun on
Really?
your hip, no problem.
Well, like I know Pennsylvania, I don't know what might have changed the last few years, but like Pennsylvania, you could always like walk down the street carrying a rifle or a shotgun.
Yeah.
But it had to be unloaded. Now pistols, you had to have a carry permit.
There is, I believe there's a video out there where they disarmed some guy, right? And then the lady pointed the gun at the dude. He's over there. I don't know if she ended up shooting him or she just pointed at him. He was really pissed, but yeah.
I know that's a lot of times some of those videos, some of those cops are quick to pull out their gun and the guy won't even be armed or anything.
Gun or taser. They're not supposed to be tasing people just to tase them. The only time the taser comes out is if they're endangered, if their lives are endangered. That's the only time they're supposed to use those things. They're like, get out of the car, if not, I'm going to tase you. What kind of crap is that, man?
Yeah.
And then you
Well,
say,
well,
what did I do? And they zap you, man.
I also think, like, I never gave it much thought until watching that one video where they sent the dog in and it tore the guy up. Basically, the canines, that should be like the same rule as the tasers and stuff. You shouldn't be able to just unleash the dog unless it's, deadly force situation.
Yeah. Do you remember the guy that they had already down on the ground and handcuffed and that dude let the dog on him and bit the shit out of him?
Yep.
You can't do shit to the dog because you get charged like you did something to a police officer because they're police officers themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Nerdy. I remember now in those videos that guy would say, well, you've got no authority anyhow. It's only the fish and game people.
Yeah, that's crazy, Nerdy.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. There's a black guy there they had stopped, and he was like, well, what's the description? And they told the whole description. He said, I don't even have a black hoodie on. What do you?
Yeah.
They're giving this guy a hard time, man.
Well, that's like I saw one of those the other day. It might have been the same one, and they said about when he stole a Prius, and the guy's like, well, if I just stole a Prius, why am I walking down the street?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they always got they got to. The thing is, they're not held responsible for anything they do, Nerdy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's the one guy that clearly they said it was a white male, and they went and grabbed the black kid, and he was deaf or whatever, and he's pulling away. He can't hear.
It was like the mall parking lot or something, and his wife was over there saying, he's deaf. Let me go sign to him. And they're like, no, stay back.
Yeah, his girlfriend, yeah. So they charged him with all kind of shit. And he didn't even do nothing. It was a white male.
Yeah.
They said male, but no, there goes the black guy. Let's go stop him. But yeah, walking while being black, that's the crime.
Oh yeah, yep. You see that? We got a call for service,
Right?
and,
Yeah, they always say that.
and so that makes you suspicious. And I always thought if that was me, I'd go, okay, well, you see that guy across the street with that funny hat on? I'm going to call 911 right now and say he looks suspicious. Does that mean he's guilty of something?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like the guy there that was filming the cop car that was the SUV was on the sidewalk. He walks
Yeah.
next to the cop was saying that he touched the vehicle. Even if he touched it, you can touch the car. He didn't open the doors or anything like that.
That's what I was going to say. It's not like reaching inside or opening the door. Yeah.
So he wanted the ID. He said, "I'm not giving you ID." And then he arrested him there, right? And then while he's arresting the dude, there's a guy on a bike. He's inches away from the car. Hey, how come you don't arrest that guy?
Yeah.
He just went right by your car. Oh, you may be. I'm on a call, and you made me leave my call. Your what do they call it? Interfering.
Oh, interfering. Yeah.
Yeah. He said, "How am I
Because
interfering?
you're taking my attention away."
Right.
Yeah.
He says, "I never even called you. I never said nothing. I was just over here filming. And you're the one that come over here." He didn't even have his lights on.
Yeah. That's like I see civilians do it, but cops do it too. When they'll come walking from 20 feet away and get right up to the guy and go, "Get that camera out of my face." Well, you're the one that put your face in the camera.
Yeah. Well, they also they have rules just like you can't park your car on the sidewalk. They're not it's not if it was an emergency or whatever,
yeah,
he can park there, but he's got to turn his lights on. You just can't just park there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said shit to cops out here where they pull someone over and they just block the whole damn street over a little stupid ticket or whatever, and they got this whole street blocked. I'm like, what are you guys doing, man? You can actually move over, 4 feet and actually let everyone drive by here.
Yeah, and then they'll blame the guy. Well, see, you're causing all this traffic. Or something. Yeah. I know it. Just amazing.
I watch Jeff all the time. So he did one, where he gets the cops to chase him and then he starts doing those U-turns. And those are great, man. He said F the police to one of them.
Yeah.
And it was like it was like the town and the county and the states were doing a DUI thing, and everyone left except the states. They went after him. He started doing that. I guess they found his plate and looked at it and they found out who he was, and then they took off. They didn't even bother messing with him.
So many times it's all just ego, though.
Yeah.
That shit. Go
That's
over there and sit on the curb or something. It's like, fuck you. I'm not sitting on the ground.
You gotta start watching James Madison because he's been doing the good cop, bad cop. Like he does the same thing they do. He carries this little thing to write on. What do you call those board?
Clipboard.
Whatever. Clipboard. Yeah. He goes, oh, and what's your name? And and then he starts writing everything down. Oh, I need all this for litigation. I mean, it's just hilarious how he runs it on them. He kind of flips it on them, and he's doing them to them what they do to people.
I don't know who it is. I've seen a guy a couple of times when he says about ID, and the guy will say to the cop, well, let me show me your ID, and the cop will say, well, it's right here on my shirt, Bob McNally or whatever. And he goes, no, show me your driver's license. The cop's like, well, I'm not going to show you with my address on it and stuff. And the guy's like, oh, but you want me to show you mine.
Right. They usually they do have an ID that they can show you, an actual police officer ID.
Yeah.
And so Freeman, well, He goes, "Up, the gloves got to come on." He pulls like he's got like latex gloves, and he starts putting them on. Man, you should see the cops' faces. It's hilarious, man.
You know, one of the things, another one that gets me with a lot of those too, and I'll see it. You know, I watch Christine First Amendment rights a lot.
Yeah.
And the cop will come walking up and go, "Now I know you're in public and you're not breaking any laws, but," you know, it's like, no.
Why are you
Once
bothering?
you know that they're not doing anything wrong, there's no but after that. And they'll say stuff, and they do it with other ones too, where it'll be like, "But don't go on their property or don't walk inside the bank." It's like, have I been doing that? You know,
Yeah.
they just feel like they have to.
You're an adult. You should be able to supervise yourself without someone telling you what you can and cannot do. You know you can't stick a fork inside the socket, right? Because more
Yeah.
likely you're gonna get electrocuted. Just saying. That's why, you know, these guys tell them, well, yeah, and don't kick your dog when you go home, and don't
Yeah.
eat yellow snow or beat your wife or whatever.
Yeah.
I only have good police officers where I live.
Well, of course, like I said, you know, I grew up in small town white America, so I knew the cops by first name and stuff. We don't even have cops actually in town anymore. though.
Yeah. I only know one police officer here. He used to be my next door neighbor. And then when I moved in, I guess he looked me up and decided, it's time to leave the neighborhood. Yeah. He's a good dude, though. Him and his wife, good people.
Oh, by the way, Nerdy, on a whole different subject, I meant to mention a couple of times. I wanted to thank you. Nerdy always watches like all my videos. I
Yeah,
know
she
she does because she'll usually put like a little, you know, smiley face on them or whatever. But why would she watch yours?
Why would she watch mine? I have no idea. Dude, it's not even on there for 3 seconds, and she's already giving it a thumbs up and a smiley face.
Yeah, yeah.
I was supposed to put one up today. I forgot.
No.
It's called Pothole. Yeah.
It's a good one. Good idea. I forgot I was going to mention to Finkel. I'll probably give him a heart attack, but you know who I've watched a few videos from lately is Spider Dog.
Yeah, you told me that the other day.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
He does a whole series where it's I think he said generally specific, not Todd, but it's like generally specific.
Yeah.
It's not an anti-Semitic, and then each one will be different. Marshmallow or something, you know. Yeah, but they're all short and they are good. And you are a loyal friend, Nerdy. You've been with us, I think, pretty much from the beginning. Through all the storms and weird people.
They were, I think. Nerdy survived it all.
Yep.
You know, see the little girl in the movie was a Karen, and then she turned into a zombie.
I don't know if I was remembering from watching, you know, it's probably been like 30 years or something since I've seen that movie.
Yeah,
but I knew the black guy was going to get shot at the end.
Yeah.
Check to see if he was a zombie yet.
Yeah, well, the good thing was he was the last one because usually the black people are the first ones that die in the movie. So
I was thinking that during the time too. It's like, oh, they totally ignored the Star Trek rule.
yeah, well, there's a lot of them. I know.
I forget who the comedian was. I remember seeing years ago, and I thought, this is another sign that I might be black because I remember him talking about horror movies. He was a black guy. And
Yeah.
He said about he said, white people are funny. He says, if a black family would walk into a house and they'd hear, "Get out,"
Yeah.
we leave. We just leave. It's like.
What's,
and I thought,
there's a movie out there.
yeah, there was. That was, I forget what it was called, something house and they claimed it was like from a true ghost story. But yeah, that was it when they got there and the house was like going, "Get out."
Isn't that Amityville?
I think that might have been, yeah, Amityville Horror. I think you're right. Not to be confused with the Amityville Horror.
What's the Keel and Peele? The one guy there. He makes the movies. He did that UFO movie. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Something no or oh hell no? No, it ain't oh hell no.
No, I don't know.
Something black people say when like horror movies, like nah, that ain't.
Oh hell no. I don't know. I know he did that one where they would like take over a younger person's body.
Yeah, that's the. I forget the where you're going down into the. Yeah, that was a good one. This one is where they're feeding the horses to the aliens to the ship. It's like camouflages itself, comes out of the sky.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, it's got the monkey in it. The kid worked he was a child actor, and they had this chimpanzee, and it decided to like kill people on set.
Oh.
And the kid survived. The kid was underneath the table, and the chimp didn't see him, and they ended up coming in and shooting the chimp. Anyways, you can check that. That's a sci-fi one, man. You'll like it.
Yeah. I remember that other one. It was like nominated for Golden Globes or something, and they had it in the comedy category. And I think just because of him, because I mean that was not a comedy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he puts comedy in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I forget his name though.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead was a good one, nerdy.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead is a real good one. I like when they were just going in a circle in the car. the one zombie with the zombie in the car with them or whatever, and they were just driving in a circle and they were trying to fight off the zombie in the car. You know, they got those little cars over there.
Yeah.
They've made a bunch of movies, those two.
It was funny. The other day I came in to record a video, and I couldn't change the background. It just wouldn't do anything. In fact, I couldn't change the how you have the different setups.
Yeah.
I had to like go out and totally restart the thing and come back in.
Yeah, I usually just refresh it. I've had that happen.
Well, I tried that first where I just refreshed the browser and it didn't do any good. I had to like actually go out and
leave. Yeah,
delete lead it and then come, start a whole new one.
Yeah.
And at first, I always get paranoid with stuff. I'm thinking, now wait a minute. I did pay for this. It's like, pretty sure my payment didn't bounce or anything. It's kind of like a lot of times if my internet goes down or something, I'm thinking, wait a minute, when did I pay my Comcast bill?
Right.
Actually, Nerdy, I shut my computer down every night. My one friend used to yell at me. Because I never turned my computer off. But ever since that last time when I got it fixed and I upgraded it, it runs harder because he put in a bigger power supply because I got a better chip and stuff. So yeah, now the only time I'll leave it on when I go to bed is if, like the other day, I had that one movie that was taking forever to download.
Yeah. Name of that movie, Monster, is called Nope. N-O-P-E.
Okay.
Nope. That's what black people say. Did you hear that over there? Nope. And they out. They're gone. So he does that in the movie. Something scary happens and he knows something about to jump out of it. He's like, nope, and he just backs up out of there. I'm out of here.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a strange movie and funny at the same time.
I always like that commercial. It's a couple years old now. I think it still shows up once in a while. The one where the serial killer guy is like hiding in the garage, and they're like, let's go hide in. Where it's like, well, first let's just drive away. No, are you crazy? Let's go hide in that shed. And the serial guy is just in there. Yeah, he's just like shaking his head.
Let's go hide in the basement in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's what I always thought with a lot of those. Oh yeah, that was a Geico. Okay. Like with a lot of those movies, it's like, why the hell are you going to go explore the attic? I would not be exploring the attic.
There's no way out. You only got one way in and one way out, man.
Or the, well, let's all split up. No. I want 6 people to stay with me.
Right.
I remember that one gaming forum I used to be on. And the one guy I was pretty good friends with, he was a disabled Iraq vet. And the one time we were doing a thing, who here would you want on your team if, the zombie apocalypse? And I said, well, first of all, I want him because I want there to be one guy on the team that I know I can outrun.
Yeah, that's all you need, man.
Yeah, that's the old joke about you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun your slowest friend. Yeah, I would not do good in the zombie apocalypse.
No, you'd have to go get your pew-pews off the wall. Be better off that way, man.
Yeah. Well, the ones on the wall, I do have those bayonets up there. They'd be good, but
yeah, go right through the eyeball.
My 30-30s in my bedroom closet. I'm pretty sure I got a box of shells in there, so that'd be.
I don't know. Some of these new zombie movies, those suckers are fast, man.
Yeah, I don't like the fast zombies.
I'm still waiting for the 28 years or whatever for that to come out.
Oh, yeah.
I never did go back and look at when was the release date. I've been checking.
Yeah, those were good ones.
Yeah. Those are British movies.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think wasn't the one they were in London then, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
"28 years later." Let me see if I'm looking for a release date. I thought they usually had them on here. Okay. June 20.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a while.
I guess they're counting on to be one of the summer blockbusters.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah. And I didn't watch it the whole way through. The Walking Dead. I think I didn't see like the last season of it or something. But one thing I liked about it is when it first started, it was like there'd be one zombie and 5 people would have to go after it to kill it.
Yeah.
And then by the time it'd been going on, in the show for a couple of years, it'd be like there'd be 10 zombies and one guy would be like, "Oh, I'll go take care of this."
Hilarious. I gotta go. I gotta let this dog out. He's up there crying.
Okay, well, yep. I'm gonna shut it down then because my leg's getting sore anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
and then I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll decide to go put my leg up, and then I end up sitting here and watching stuff and doing 2 more videos, and then I'm miserable. But anyway, yep. I'll see you later.
All right. We'll see
See you,
everybody.
Nerdy.
Yep.
Thanks for being here.
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time